Hello and welcome to our back to my channel. Today's video I'm very excited for. One, I cannot believe that we are already making a March TBR. That's crazy. Last month I took the TBR month off and kind of did like a reset month. I've kind of been in a reading slump. But we are doing the March TBR and I'm excited because we are doing the first TBR with my brand new TBR jar that I made myself. I am so happy about this. We did a tulip theme this time, something simple but cute. I did record me doing it, whether I post it or not, I don't know, but this is where you get to see it. So I did fill it up. There are several different prompts in here, so we have a variety. So like I said, I have been in a reading slump, and I think the problem is I'm so stressed with reading so much and content that I'm really not enjoying it like I used to. I do want to bring back the TBR jar. I miss having like a set TBR and being like, okay, I need to read these books, and kind of having also like a variety of books to be like, okay, I have room to read, you know, a romance book, a dark romance book, a mystery, you know, all that. So I do want to try to have a variety, but I do want to have a set TBR going back to that. But I don't want to have, there was one time I did like 10 books. I don't want to do that. We're just going to do about 6 to 7. You know, I'm probably going to read about 4 to 5 of these books. So I want to have some wiggle room, but I don't want to have so much where I'm overwhelmed with choices. So that is the goal. Just 6 to 7 today, maybe 5. We'll see what books I end up grabbing and seeing the vibe. So, okay, we have a lot of options for our TBR. One, I have 2 bookcases full of books unread, which is not good at all. I'm actually putting myself on a book buying ban unless it's a special edition, collector's edition, or a pre-order already placed. We gotta hit a dent in the physical TBR. I'm nervous. We have a lot of prompts in here. So I don't know what to expect. They are not color coded in any way. I just wanted a bunch of different colors pretty much in the jar, so I want to have options. Now I don't know if I'm going to pick the prompts and then pick the books options to go with the prompts, or if I'm going to do one prompt at a time. I don't know. Let me know. I'm going to do whatever I feel this time, but let me know in the comments what y'all prefer, so that way I know in the future what y'all prefer. But I think we're just going to do one at a time this time. But if y'all prefer me drawing all of the prompts out at once and then going through the options afterwards, we can do that next time. Just let me know. Let me know. Okay, prompt number 1, and the scariest of them all. Just like starting this is so scary. I don't know where to put this after. I think I'm just going to put it over here after. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay, prompt number 1 is... oh, random color generator. Okay, that's kind of cool. Let me grab my tablet. I did not grab it. 1 second. Okay, so I have a random color generator pulled up right here. So right now... so let's see what color we get. I'm trying to get it to where the ring light is not in it. Okay. This is Oxford blue, but it's like a royal, like darkish kind of blue. So let me grab some options, see what we're working with, and I'll be right back. I have It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I've yet to read a Tessa Bailey book, and I have some friends that have read this and said it was a cute little romance. So it's been a while since I read like a fluffy kind of just rom-com-y book, and this is giving it. The second book is Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. This I heard is a really good dark romance book, but it is traumatizing is what I did hear. It's going to be emotional. It is an emotional roller coaster. So these are my options. So I have dark romance, emotional roller coaster, or I have cute rom-com, pretty much. And this is hard because this is like what's starting the TBR. Like, what is starting the vibe of the TBR? Am I looking for a traumatic dark romance book, or am I looking for a nice rom-com? And the answer is I think I'm gonna go with Still Beating because I've heard amazing things about it. I've been really emotional lately, so I think I'm in the mood for a good cry. And if this is as emotional as everyone says, this is gonna give me a good cry. Okay, and I'm gonna put the prompts in here so that a way I have them and I know, and maybe we can review next month in April and do my wrap up and maybe not mess this up this month. We'll see. So this is book number 1. Okay, going for prompt number 2. Okay, prompt number 2 is a book with a sword on the cover. Okay, I am so glad that I did not pick a fantasy book as my first book. Give me a second, let me be right back, and I'll bring our 2 options. Surprisingly enough, I wasn't sure if I was gonna have very many. I knew 1 for sure. Wasn't sure if I had other ones. I did, and just bringing it to 2, technically 3, was very hard, okay? So option number 1 is The Serpents and the Wings of Night. I've had this on my TBR a couple of times. I've been wanting to read it. It's vampires, and then a human, games and trials, and I love games and trials. I mean, the Hunger Games, I have reread. I love games and trials, you know, so I've been wanting to read this. It's been on my TBR, like I said, a couple of times now, and I just haven't read it yet. I've just been putting it off, and I honestly don't know why. Option number 2 is a tandem read, and it is Powerful and Powerless. Now, if you know, I did start, and a lot of y'all probably don't know, I don't know if I actually talked about this. I did start Powerful, and Powerless. I did start Powerless, and I actually only made it to like chapter 12, and I put it down because I was spacing out the reading so much. I was like, I'm not giving this book the attention it deserves because it was that good. And so I was like, I need to put this off for a time where I have time and I'm not going to space out the reading, and I can actually like immerse myself into this. Immerse myself, maybe that's what I mean. Immerse myself into this world and the story and the characters, because people are not joking when they say the banter is good. And then I like, when I put this down, I realized that you can, and probably should if you haven't, read Powerful with it as a tandem read, because they do happen at the same time. So I went and bought it. I have both of the copies of Powerful now because they dropped the full size with the sprayed edges, so I did grab that, and then I have the small size. So I am leaning more towards this for that reason, because I did start it. It's still kind of fresh in my head. I remember everything up until that point as well. Of course, I'm going to reread those chapters, but I'm feeling a connection with this already. Sorry, Serpents and the Wings of Night, but I think I am going to do this just because I am feeling this. I want to continue this. I do miss these characters, so I think I just need to pick this up. Plus, I think Fearless comes out actually in a couple of months, so that's coming up, so I should probably play catch up anyways. Prompt number 3. Okay. A book that scares you. This is not good. Actually, wait a second. I actually have this, and this kind of works out anyways, so there won't be any option but this one. This actually works out perfect. I am doing a buddy read with a couple of other of my Discord friends of A Court of Thorns and Roses. I've been putting this off because I'm just terrified of this. This is a bigger series. It's like a 6-book series. 2, this is a higher fantasy series, and I have not really read a high fantasy. So I'm afraid of not understanding things, the world building, all that. So I have been putting this off. My friend Haley has read all of it but the last book. And she has been on me about reading it, so we are finally doing it. So I actually was hoping there would be a prompt where I could put this, because we are starting the read in March, so like I'm gonna have to read it anyways. So a book that scares me. This one has scared me to the point I've been putting it off my entire reading career. So yeah. Okay, prompt number 4. We are good on fantasy. We have 2 fantasy books. I'd like some more romance, maybe a dark romance and a mystery thriller. That'd be nice for like my mood reading. Okay, prompt number 4. I guess we'll just grab this one. Prompt number 4 is a book with a yellow cover. Variety. I like that. Okay, let me pick out my options. Okay, so a book with a yellow cover. My 2 options for this are The 7-Year Slip. I've heard great things about this. I know this is magical realism. It seems like a cute romance book, one that I could probably get through pretty fast. Then we have Better Than the Movies. I've had this on my TBR one time before, and I did read everything on my TBR but this book and one other book. I think it was The Sea Witch. This was back when my friend Shar from the UK picked my TBR like last year sometime, and I just didn't get around to it. It is on my radar. It seems like a cute romance book. Both of these I picked out are romance books, so the question is... They're both new authors to me. I've not read either of these authors, so I don't know. I've heard great things about both these books, but do I want like a magical realism book, or do I want a light, fluffy romance? And I think the answer for this is that I think I'm leaning towards this because we have kind of the dark romance still beating, and this is going to be a nice, fluffy, fun time. And if there is anything dramatic, I feel like it's not going to rip my heart out and shred it to a million pieces. So, book with a yellow cover, Better Than the Movies. Okay, prompt number 5. Not too bad. I have my hand on this one, so. Okay, prompt number 5. Prompt number 5. A book that matches the t-shirt you are wearing. Okay, so my t-shirt's kind of like a cream colored one, and then I have my vest on, so do we count my vest? Do we do like a black and white cover? Or do we just do like a cream? I say we go cream, and then if there's like a black and cream one, it doesn't hurt. But I say we go like the creamish white, so a whitish cream one. I think I did really good for like the creamy kind of color. It probably looks white on camera, but this is a cream. And I actually had a couple of options to where I did have to lower it down to 2, so I'm proud of that. But we do have Out on a Limb. I've heard this is so cute. Pregnancy trope done very like right, tastefully. So this is honestly one where I've been like wanting to get to, and I just haven't picked it up yet, but I do think this is going to be so good. And then I did pick up The Reappearance of Rachel Price. Now Holly Jackson is an auto by author for me. She writes it, I'm gonna buy it. She just has not let me down. She has wrote my most hated character ever, and I just really appreciate that a lot. I am in the middle of her A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series right now. That is what she is known for. I highly recommend 5 Survive if you haven't read that by her yet. But we do have this. So I honestly, out of both of these, I don't know what I'm in the mood for. I do kind of want a mystery thriller on my TBR, but I do also like, I want to read this. I think this is going to be so cute. I'm struggling here. I think I'm going to go with Out on a Limb. I thought I was going to go with The Reappearance of Rachel Price, but I'm a romance girly at heart, and I think this is just going to be so cute. Okay, we'll just do 2 more, and that'll put us at 7, and I feel like that'll be a good variety. So I still would like, because we got dark romance, we got fantasy, and regular romance, I would still like a mystery thriller out of these last 2 prompts, is what I would like. So... okay, we got choose a book at random. This is actually perfect. So my mystery thriller books are right down here. I'll take you with me and we will pick a book at random from it. The lighting is clearly not the best over here. I'm not gonna move my ring light all the way over here just to move it back. Like, it's just not gonna happen just to pick out one book. But these are the mystery thriller books right here, plus a couple on top, and then we got our manga. So I do want a mystery thriller, so I am just going to kinda just, I don't know. Oh, I have 2. I know this one is. Do I cheat and do this one? I think I know what this one is. I think based on this one right here, because I know this one right here is The Housemaid's Wedding. I think this is The Coworker by Frida McFadden, which I will not be upset about if it is. It is. Okay. Here we go. So I did get The Coworker by Frida McFadden. I love Frida McFadden. She's one of my favorite. Another auto-buy author. Anything she writes, I pre-order it immediately. I have to, got to. I haven't read this one, but my friend Shar has. I'm pretty sure Shar has read every single book Frida has wrote. She is my like mystery thriller queen in my life, and I love her. So I need to play catch up because I am behind. I have not read everything Frida has wrote, and honestly, Frida's a good like palate cleanser and in between book, so it's nice to have one of her books on my TBR. I can always count on her. Short chapters, hooks you in, great plots, creative thinking, and the twists that happen, oh my goodness. She gets me every time. I'm like the perfect reader, okay? Literally, they could drop the most obvious hints in front of my face and I still would not get the plot twists. Okay, this will be our last prompt. So this will be our 7th and final book, and good because my book has like a leaning tower going on. So I'm gonna try to get one at the very bottom for this. Show some love. Okay. Our last and final prompt for March is a book a friend recommended. Okay, so immediately my mind goes to either Haley or Matt, so I'm gonna bring out 2 books that both of them want me to read. Okay, so for both of them I looked at my shelves and I was like, what would be a book that if both of them were looking at my bookshelf, they have told me to read time and time again, and they would say, I really think you would like this book. Okay, so first and foremost for Haley, she has repeatedly said, because I am obsessed with Icebreaker and no one can change that. Stop hating on me for it. We all like what we like. But that's the deal. Haley has said time and time again that because I like Icebreaker so much, that the deal is better, and she really truly thinks I will love the deal. So this has been on my radar because of that. I just have not been in an ice hockey romance mood, but I do love that. On top of it, they don't sell these editions anymore with the sprayed blue edges, and I have the first book like this, so either I have to hunt down the other books with the sprayed edges like this, or I just have to buy them with no sprayed edges, which is not a problem. I've been procrastinating because of that, because then I'm gonna want a book too, because series, you know. Yeah. Matt, if he was to look at my bookshelf and he was to pick out one book that he would say, 1, he has recommended to me time and time again, and 2, I really think you would like this book, it is Yumi and the Nightmare Painter by Brandon Sanderson. 1, I read Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson, really loved it. It's the book that got me back into reading. Shout out Matt for that. I just haven't read anything else by Brandon Sanderson, you know? I think I'm kind of scared is the problem. I'm scared that like I loved it so much, it was the book that got me into reading. What if I don't like one of his other books? What if I don't? What if it's too high fantasy for me? So I've been putting it off. Now the thing is, the problem is that we have a mixture of fantasy and romance already in the mix. And I mean, we have some decent high fantasy books. I mean, we got A Court of Thorns and Roses and Powerless, and A Court of Thorns and Roses will for sure be read. But with romance, you know, we have the dark romance with Still Beating. We do have Out on a Limb, and then what's our other one? Better Than the Movies. This scares me. I'm not even gonna lie, this scares me. Hang on, let me read the first sentence of each word. I read the dedication, and the dedication was so sweet. Okay, dedication cute, first sentence eh. Same thing with this one. Okay, so the first sentence is eh on both. I almost feel like since I have 3 romance books, I should go another fantasy book, but I feel like this is going to be one that I've had on mine for a while that I may not pick up. So I honestly feel like I'm going to put the deal. I'm going to go with the deal because I feel like this is I feel like this more realistically is one that I will pick up rather than Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. And I feel like if I put this on my TBR, it's going to be one that I know like I'm gonna be like, maybe next time. So because of that, I should put it off. I should not put it on the TBR if I don't want to. So we're going with the deal. Okay, so let's recap real quick on our March TBR. So we got random color generator and we got like a dark blue. So we went with Still Beating. We got a book with a sword on the cover. So we did go with Powerful and Powerless. A book that scares you, and we have A Court of Thorn and Roses. A book with a yellow cover, and we went with Better Than the Movies. A book of the color t-shirt you were wearing, so we went with Out on a Limb. A book that we randomly pointed to, and we went with The Coworker. And then finally, a book a friend has recommended, and we went with The Deal, which is a Haley recommendation. So this is my entire TBR. I'm excited for this. I think we have a good variety of books here, and ones that I am really looking forward to. So let's hope that I can come back in April with an update of how many books we went through. But thank you all so much for hanging out here. I appreciate y'all. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.